Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pune Vidyashram School. Let us have a small recap of our previous session. We have discussed about the force and the effects of force, and even we have discussed about the resultant force. Okay, force is a push or pull on an object. Okay, then the second thing, the effects of force. That is, force will make an object move. Force is used to make an object stop which is already moving, and force changes the shape and size of a moving object. Force changes the direction of a moving object. These are the effects of force, right? Then we have discussed about the resultant force or net force. The total force applied on an object is known as the resultant force. We have discussed three scenarios or conditions also. When two forces act on an object in the same direction, the resultant force is calculated by adding the forces. It moves the object in the direction of the applied force. Then the second scenario, when two equal forces act on an object in the opposite direction, the resultant force becomes zero and the object does not move at all. Then the third scenario, when two unequal forces act in opposite direction on an object, the resultant force is found to be the difference between the two forces. It moves the object in the direction of the larger force. Clear? We have discussed up to this. Okay. Let us consider two examples to learn about the next subtopic. During the football match, the goalkeeper used his hand to stop the ball. So, there is some interaction. Then the next example is, take one comb, rub it on your hair several times. Then bring the comb near the bits of paper. What do you observe? The bits of papers are attracted by the comb. Can you guess why? Due to some force that we will discuss a little later. Okay, due to some force. Okay, this happens. But here there is no contact or no interaction between the comb and the bits of paper. Now, can you identify the subtopic which we are going to discuss about? Yes, it is about classification of force. Okay, force may be classified in the following two types. The first one, contact force, and the second one, non-contact force. Let me explain one by one in detail. The first one, contact force. To understand what are contact forces, let me explain the following scenarios or cases. When you pull a coiled spring whose one end is fixed to a wall, you apply an effort on the spring. The spring gets stretched. When you apply some force, the spring gets stretched. This is an example of contact force. Why? Because you are in contact with the spring. Clear? When you kick a ball, okay, you are in contact with the ball. When you move your table drawer, what will happen? You are touching the drawer, so you are in contact. Okay, contact, in these cases, contact force is applied. Then what do you mean by contact force? Contact forces are forces which act only objects are in physical contact with each other. That is, and bring about some changes. Listen, contact forces are forces which act only when objects are in physical contact with each other and bring about changes. Okay. Again, this contact force is classified into three more types. The first one, muscular force. Second one, mechanical force. Third one, frictional force. Okay, let us discuss the above contact forces in detail. Let me explain about the muscular force. You can lift a bucket with your hands. You can kick the ball and pedal the bicycle with your legs. Okay, in all the above examples, to apply a force on an object. Okay, these are the common examples. Okay, to apply a force on an object, your body, hands or legs in these examples come in contact with the object. Do you agree with me? While lifting a bucket, your hand is contact with the bucket. While kicking the ball, your leg is in contact with the ball. So either one of your body part will be in contact in the above examples, right? Where does this force come from? This force is caused by the action of muscles in our body. You have learnt about muscle in your 6th standard biology chapter, right? Muscles, they have the capacity to expand and contract. That is why we are able to walk and move our body parts, everything. Okay, so this force is caused by the action of muscles in our body. The force resulting due to the action of muscles is known as muscular force. Since our body is in contact with the object, muscular force is a contact force. We use muscular force during walking, running, pulling, and lifting certain objects and pushing. Okay, in all these activities, we use muscular force. Okay, only human beings have this muscular force. We are only using this force. No, not only human beings but also animals. Animals like elephants, bullocks perform various tasks such as carrying heavy loads or heavy logs, plowing the field, pulling the carts. Okay, elephants and oxen. Okay, these animals also, while doing some work, they also use their muscular force. Okay. Then the second subtopic is mechanical force. The force exerted by a machine to do some work is called mechanical force. Listen, in this mechanical force, no machine can produce force on its own. Okay, no machine can produce force on its own. It needs some kind of energy. Okay, for example, consider your car. Okay, car alone is not able to run on its own. It needs fuel. It derives some sort of energy from the fuel. So they need some energy, then they will run with the help of that energy. This is the concept. Clear, children? Okay, I'll give 3 more examples for this mechanical force. A car moves only when its wheels move. The force exerted by the car engine to move the wheels of the car is the mechanical force. A car engine burns fuel, for example petrol, diesel, to generate mechanical force. They need fuel to generate energy. With the help of this energy, they used to run. Second example, windmill also uses the energy of wind to produce mechanical force, which rotates the blades of the windmill that run the electric generators to produce electricity. Okay, windmills are used to generate electricity or produce electricity from wind. Okay, sailboats use the energy of wind to produce mechanical force which propels the boats. Clear? These are some examples of mechanical force. Then the third one is frictional force, or you can say force of friction. You have a separate chapter about friction. You will learn, I think, in the next physics chapter. Okay, but here I can give a small explanation and introduction also. A ball rolling along the ground gradually slows down and finally comes to rest. You would have seen. Okay, you find no visible force appears to be acting on the ball. Yet its speed gradually decreases and finally it comes to rest after some time. In the game of football, the goalkeeper, he used to apply some force to stop the moving ball. But here, a ball automatically stops on its own after covering some distances. Why? Because you are not applying any force. You cannot see any external force which is applied to stop the ball. You cannot see any external force, but the ball gradually stops. Why? This is due to the frictional force. Okay, then what do you mean by frictional force? Listen, one more thing. What causes a change in the state of motion of the ball? Okay, is there any force acting on the ball to slow it down, gradually stops it? In which direction must this force be acting? This is very important. Ball, I will explain a little later. This is the force of friction, or this is known as the frictional force. The force of friction acting between the surface of the ball and the ground that opposes the motion of the ball brings the moving ball to rest. When a ball rolls on the floor or rolls on the ground, what will happen? There is some contact between the ball surface and with the floor there is some contact. Okay, this is known as the contact area. In this contact area, we have some irregularities. Okay, I will discuss everything. I will explain about this irregularities little later in the next physics chapter. But here you should get the point. What is that? Frictional force. It is you cannot see any force act on the ball. It is an invisible force. What actually it does? Actually, it stops the motion of the moving ball. It acts on the opposite direction of the moving ball. So the ball gradually stops on its own. This is known as the frictional force or force of friction. The force acting along the two surfaces in contact, which opposes the motion of one object over the other, is called the force of friction. Okay, it is an invisible force. In the game of football, the goalkeeper, he used to apply some force with his hand to stop the ball, but here you cannot see any external force to stop the ball. The force is known as the frictional force. It is an invisible force. What is the work of this force? Actually, this acts on the opposite direction of the moving object, and it is used to stop the moving object. Okay, in this chapter you can learn only about friction up to this level. In the next lesson we will discuss everything in detail. Okay, what is the origin of the friction, everything we will discuss in our next chapter. For this chapter it's not needed. Okay, let me repeat. The force acting along the two surfaces in contact, which opposes the motion of one object over the other, is called the force of friction. Frictional force always opposes the motion of the moving object. Clear? This force of friction is due to the roughness of the surfaces of the objects in contact. You can say roughness, or you can say there are some irregularities on the floor which cannot be seen with our naked eye. Okay, irregularities means floor, you can see some ups and downs on the floor surfaces. So due to this, the friction occurs. The more is the roughness of the surface in contact, the more is the force of friction between them. These are the three contact forces. Let me repeat. There are three major types of contact forces. For example, muscular force, mechanical force, and frictional force. Muscular force exerted by our muscles. Otherwise, contact forces are what are contact forces? Contact forces are forces which act only when objects are in physical contact with each other and bring about changes. Okay, what do you mean by muscular force? Okay, because of the movement of our muscles or any body part will be involved in this. That is known as force exerted by muscles, or known as muscular force. Then what do you mean by mechanical force? Force exerted by a machine to do some work is known as mechanical force. And frictional force, this is an invisible force which is used to stop the motion of a moving object, and in other words you can say it opposes the motion of an object. Clear? These are some examples of contact force.